Good morning, good morning. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. Today is Tuesday. We are live trading the NASDAQ. It's going to be a good day. We had a great day trading yesterday, and we're going to look at extending that today. We have news at 10 o'clock, so we're not making any trades until then. We're going to be watching the market, seeing what kind of setups show up, learn price reading. We're going to be doing all that fun stuff. So stick around and let's have a good time. So let's start with getting a higher time frame analysis. The market's going to be opening up in about 5 seconds. Let's just see what happens here. Always like to see what happens. Here's our midnight open. Okay. Okay, we got a little bit of a pump going on. Let's look at the 15-minute. All right, so this is our hourly. I was looking at price to come up to the swing high. We ran this swing high, and on a 15-minute basis, we just closed above. Let me just do that here. We closed over the 15-minute SIBI right here. So we just closed above that. We have this low resistance liquidity right here, meaning that we could see we could see a run higher. Right there. We'll see what happens with that. We're not going to do anything for the next 30 minutes, so we're going to hang out, do some price reading. If you want to skip ahead to that time, feel free. I am going to do some price reading. If there's any questions that pop up, we'll go over those. Good morning, Inner Traders Library. Glad to have you here, man. I wasn't planning on being here today, but we didn't have my meeting that I run. I was able to. We had some cancellations, so we were able to move things around. Don't need to really be there. We're going to be here this morning. All right, so this is liquidity. This is the swing high here. And then we have a low resistance liquidity all right here. We have one fair value gap, which we just tagged. And that is, we have this 15-minute fair value gap sitting right here. This tiny itty-bitty 15-minute that's also overlapping. Oh, we didn't tag it. We literally broke even with it. So I'm thinking we're probably going to run these highs right here. Let's scope out to the daily. Let's look at the daily here. Get rid of some of this. All right. So we have a daily fair value gap right here. I think that's what we reach for. That's what I want to see price reach for right there. Anytime you have a daily fair value gap, that is going to be your drawn liquidity for the most part. And the reason why I say that on the upside is we came down, we filled this fair value gap right here and this one. We not only went through them, but we wicked back above the consequent encroachment of this one. We ended yesterday on a green day. And we have the new week opening gap underneath us acting as support. Look where it opened. Look at this. Look, so the close was here. We closed on it yesterday. This was Friday, so that makes sense. We opened here, so we're finding some support here. That's normal, but I'm expecting price to probably run up to here to this fair value gap. This is the last imbalance that we have. And we also have liquidity on lower time frame sitting there as well. As far as a downside move, this is a breaker right here. We have a fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap here. We have equal lows right here. this probably would work. If you're going to do something like that, you absolutely should go half size. Let me see what I got. What do I got? I might be able to go half size here. If it runs these equal lows before it tags this, yeah, so that takes away my trade idea. Did you guys see that trade idea that I was looking at? I wanted it to come back up and hit this breaker right here. I wanted it to just wick back up and tag it. And then if it would have tagged that, I would have done a reduced position size to run lower. There's reason for that to happen. We grab liquidity here. So these equal lows would have been my target. And why this and not all of this? Because this is low resistance liquidity. The main reason is we have news at 10 o'clock. I'm not going to play the news. I'm going to consider short scalps, not long runs. I would never, before news, try to hold through all of this. We could stop here. We grand liquidity here. We could turn around. We're just not going to do that. We're going to sit on our hands. We're going to give ourselves time to see how the market reacts. We want to see how the market also reacts to different PD arrays. It's going to tell us if price is going to be nice today or if it's going to be choppy today. I'm not going, even though I'm bullish with that low resistance liquidity and we have a daily fair value gap. Man, I do. This looks nice. We've been heavy all week. This looks really nice. So, see how bullish this candle is? I want to see it close above this. Especially that's a close. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it because news is in about 20 minutes. So let's see if this plays out. Okay, your entry would have been right here. Okay, your stop loss would be a close below this level right here. A close, not a wick, just a close. You would target this wick high right here as far as moving your stop to break even or taking some size off. So let's see how this plays out. You want to do this kind of stuff before news. Read price action to see, all right, is price really, is it going to move before news or will it disrespect levels? It's 50-50. That's why I just don't. So it's still in. Now this trade becomes I wish I would have gotten into it the moment it hits this high, because I can move my stop to break even. But the risk is I'm not moving my stop to break even until, let's just get this a little closer for you guys here. The risk is price not hitting that level before. The risk is having this drawdown before news. So as soon as we hit this level, I'm going to look at this and go, man, that would have been a nice trade to be in. But I'm not going to have any FOMO. There's no FOMO. You can't have FOMO. But this is not the price action I want to see after a giant move like this. This is a very aggressive reversal candle. And then we just chop for 3 minutes. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Good morning, BF. Glad to have you. We're seeing if this is going to play out here, guys. Let's see if this plays out. I won't be executing on the screen today. I'm going to be with my copier. I have a micro screen. I have a chart up with micro accounts, and so I'll be executing on that. $30 seconds. We'll see what the candle does here. Now we have, here's the confusing part, is we have this breaker, right? We're technically in this breaker still, but we closed above this fair value gap, which is a PD array, and we're breaking right through it, meaning it may want to go higher. So this is going to fail, right? So that makes this a fail, right? This is a losing trade before the news. So we could have looked at taking this breaker the other way, but when you have contradictory price action, right? You got in, let's say at this low, this low right here. Okay, so your 10 points would be right here, right? It violated this inversion, meaning it says it wants to go higher. It fails. It looks like it may want to go lower, and right now it looks like it may go back up. This is why we just don't do anything before news, or I'm very cautious on my opportunities before news. I feel like I want to make this green. I want to make this light green. You could have used both of these candles as your fair value gap, but that's too. This is just too large in my opinion. I just wouldn't do that. So here's a 2 minute. So you could have done it on the 2 minute here. 2 minutes still respecting, but you'd have had to handle this drawdown here, and it would have worked. So the 1 minute disrespected fail. The 2 minute is still working. That you could for an inversion, but you can see right now that the breaker also looks like it's about to fail. Right? The moment we go above this high, because I have a hard stop loss for my breakers at 10 handles. Do you see this environment, how it's just not conducive to build confidence in your trading? This I've traded like this before, and when you have these trades that fail in an environment that honestly we should just stay out of completely, it doesn't support or build your confidence. And if I'm going to trade, I want to do trades that are going to help build that confidence that I know I can get a win out of. This is just 250-50 for me to want. It's just literally back and forth right here, guys. This is why we don't do that. Like I like this breaker. I do like this breaker. It's very clear. You have a fair value gap here, high, low, higher, high, break lower with a fair value gap. I mean, this is very reliable. This is a very reliable play. And really, you'd want to target these lows, which would give you 40 handles. But we're right before news. We're 15 minutes before news. Morning, Roll. How's your morning going? Hopefully you're doing well, man. So let's look at this 2 minute. Let's see if the 2 minute has failed. 2 minute is still viable, still live. You have 2 minutes left or a minute left on this candle. If we close below this candle right here, that would be a loss. So let's see if it closes below this level here in this 1 minute. Overall, guys, I do like this daily. All right, oh, that's nice. Look at that. Nice little candle. We should run these highs. This should work now. This would be a momentum play. I would, if I saw something like this, depending on the time, I'm probably taking that for a quick scalp right here, stop to break even right there, and then I would either target this high or this high up here, but I'm not doing anything with that. Sometimes they'll leave those data highs for another day, but most times if there's a wick, so if it wicks down, if the news candle wicks down and then moves higher, this wick right here is what you'd want to target during the day. You'll tend to see price come back and run these data lows eventually. See that? Look at that. Look at this, guys. I'm just like, I don't, there is nothing in me, nothing that wants me to mess around with this. So this is technically still going right now, but did you see that candle up and then the candle down? This is why you just don't want to mess around with it. It messes with your emotions. I'm sticking on this point because I was doing some affirmations yesterday, and I was talking to myself, and I do this constantly, and I would encourage you guys to do the same. Is I was making statements over myself. I said, a successful day in day trading is following my rules and not abandoning them. A successful day in day trading is following my rules and not abandoning them. Right? It's so, this price action is so emotional. How do you follow your rules and not let your emotions start kicking in and being like, oh, is it going to go up? Oh, it's going up. Oh no, it's going down. Oh man, this is nervous now. It just toys with your feelings, man. So I'm just going to stay out completely, stick to my rules, not abandon them, and wait until the news comes out in about 12 minutes. Now, the only way I probably would take this, if it was very clear. We had a clear draw on liquidity that was tagged. We didn't have anything that was sitting higher or this LRLR, and price made a nice clear high, clear low, higher high, and then it breaks down. I would probably take that trade because of how clear and obvious it looks. I'm willing to take that risk. So this is not one of those clear and obvious situations. And the only way you're going to figure that out is through time. You have to spend time on the charts, reading it. And honestly, I found that reading price action verbally, like I'm doing with you guys, is more helpful than just looking at the charts and thinking about it. So if you can verbally say out loud what you're seeing, Verbally talk out loud to yourself and talk about, all right, I see these relatively equal highs right here. Price, as soon as it disrespects this fair value gap to the downside in 21 seconds, I expect it to run here. Talk to yourself to start seeing if price is actually going to do that. This is how you get better. Intentional learning, right? You can learn passively by just listening to me. You can learn passively by just watching the charts, but it's going to take so much longer. All right, we just disrespected this. This inversion play is now officially invalidated. We've closed below it. Now, based on those rules, you should expect price to start moving lower. But I'm probably going to guess it's not going to do that because we're before the news. Yeah, see that straight up side chop? And on top of that, this candle here disrespected or broke this, broke my high, so I would have been stopped out on this breaker as well. Even if I brought my entry up to here, that would keep me in the play depending on when I got my entry. So you would have had to get a phenomenal entry to still be in this play. But at the same time, you're emotionally going up and down here, man. I probably, honestly, would have gotten out on this candle here. I would have gotten out on this candle. If I did take this play, I would have taken 10 handles, 20 handles, and I would have ran. I would have got out so quick because I'm not going to hold for a long play before news. Is that helpful? I know, I mean, a few of you, I know you text, you chat on here, but for those of you that don't chat as much, does this explanation help you or give you the confidence to wait? If so, give me a thumbs up, type a 1, say yes, give me some type of feedback so I know that this kind of conversation is helpful to you guys. Nine minutes till open. So this is the 4 hour here. Let's continue our analysis, a higher time frame. So we have buy side liquidity at this 4 hour. I'm gonna reduce the size of these. We have, that was already tagged, so I really don't care about that. So really we have this 4 hour fair value gap, this swing high, and a daily fair value gap all sitting right here. We also have this high, low, lower high. So this would be also an area for a mitigation block if we were to go that high. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Here's our low resistance liquidity. I mean, this just, it looks nice. I just like the way this looks. I'm seeing how the bodies respect the breaker, but I'm not sure about the bias. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That is one of my requirements for a breaker, is that the bodies respect the breaker. For those of you that are watching, this is the breaker right here. Okay, so the bodies are respecting that breaker, but based on your risk, you know, if you had a better entry, then you would be able to hold through some of these wicks. And at that point, as soon as we close above that breaker, then you could close your position early before it hits your stop loss, so that you are not you're not leaving money on the table, or you're not losing any extra money that you need to, because a break above, a close above that is one of my rules as well. there's going to be way better setups. Even if this trade works, even if this trade right here plays out with this breaker, I'm okay with it running because there's way better setups that are going to form that's just going to give us the same, if not better, type of move. Or, I mean, for sure better, but the quantity at least. Assuming that this breaks lower after news. I'm just not convinced. I'm really 50-50 on it. I'm gonna play what it gives me. I'm gonna play what the market shows me. And right now, it ain't showing me nothing. Nothing. Straight up nothing. See this right here? Yeah, there's just... Here's what I want to see. Here's my thesis. Here's my thesis. I'm going to put a chart in. News happens. Boom. We break this relatively equal lows right here. Boom. We have low resistance liquidity here. We have low resistance on a higher time frame here. That's what I would like to see. Obviously, this shows as if it's going to go super fast. It could lollygag down here a little bit and then shoot higher. But that's what I would be looking for. But I'm not even going to do anything with it because I could be wrong. I'm not going to try to predict the market before Jolts. And what do we got? We got news tomorrow. What's tomorrow news-wise? Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday we have PMI at 10 on Wednesday. Thursday is day before FOM or before non-farm payroll, so we should not be trading on Thursday. We should just do demo. And Friday should be a good trading day after the news. So breaker's playing out. I don't care. As long as news doesn't shoot us higher, as long as news does not shoot us higher, I think we could see some downside as well. My question has been, or my uncertainty has been, is the news going to just throw us a curveball and just shoot us higher for this low resistance liquidity that's sitting right here and up here as well? Or is it just not going to do that? Based on this, we have a large candle right here. This is CISSD, or a change in the state of delivery. So we see price could move lower. We just need to see what price is going to do after news. Yeah, new week opening gap right here. Here's the high and the low. The middle is the consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. New week opening gap is the close of Friday and the open of Sunday, whichever one it is. I think this was the close of Friday. This was the open of Sunday. Now, I like this. If we grab this low, if we shoot higher, let's see what the 2 minute looks like. Above this 2 and we close above this 2 minute, that would be an entry for a move higher. That would be interesting to me because we're at the time where news is in 26 seconds. This is just too smooth. Do you know what I mean by that? Just too smooth right there. Oh, there it goes. Hit midnight open. This black line here is my swing high of this price action up here. Let's see if it wants to reach all the way up there. I would assume as much. There's no reason why I don't think it shouldn't. There's really nothing for us to see here. Look at this 5 minute. 5 minutes just all convoluted right here. That's what you're looking at right here. We do have a low, high, lower, low. If we were to look at the other way around, our high would be right here. And look at where we wicked. We wicked down into this already. So I just switched this to a bullish breaker. Okay, so this would have been a bullish breaker entry, but obviously I'm probably not going to take that on news. Look at the high of this breaker right here, and look at the open and close of those two candles. How pretty is that? So that gives me confidence that we're probably going higher, but with news just being just out, I'm still not going to do anything. Because on top of that, we already grabbed this liquidity right here. Yeah, we could go for this liquidity here, which I think we will, but it just makes this potential entry less interesting because we absolutely could just go right here, go above these highs, go below these lows, and then move higher. I mean, it could literally do that. Raul mentioned the new week opening gap. I think we're already closed. So yeah, we're closed. We just closed that right here. This is the regular trading hours. This is from Monday to Tuesday, the open, or from Monday close to Tuesday open that we just had at 9:30. 50% is right here. If you're going to look at a potential breaker, many times from my analysis, I've seen price not come down to the 50%. But in a case like this, I would want really to see the 50% tagged, support being hang around here, and then move higher. Now, a way that we can be safe about this instead of just grabbing this right here is if we leave a fair value gap right here. If a fair value gap is left, we can play the inversion off of this breaker. That would bring more security. That would be a more conservative play. And I think that's not a bad idea because at this point, we still have not seen price respect PD arrays. So I would want to see how price reacts if it's going to want to go. We also have this level here. We already grabbed buy side liquidity, so maybe price is going to close below. If we close below, that would be interesting. We don't have to grab this. We really don't because we just did that less than 10 minutes ago. 9:57. So 8 minutes ago, we made this low. Now, see how this breaker is obviously disrespected. So we're getting rid of this breaker. We're not even going to consider that. We have a BPR here. We close below this. We should hit the swing low. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Why? Because we're not taking. We did not take this short. I did not take this short because there's just too many disrespecting PD arrays right now. What I mean by disrespecting is, well, it looks like it's going higher. Okay, it should respect this fair value gap if that's the case. Oh, it didn't? Oh, okay, well, that means we should probably see lower prices. Oh, we're not going to hit that low? What the heck? This is what you got to do, and you want to wait till you start seeing a consistent pattern of price respecting PD arrays. So, it's not respecting it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to do, guys. I don't know what price is going to do. So there's no really good opportunity for an inversion to the upside. The 2 minutes are only single fair value gap, but we got to wait another 2 minutes. This also could be the ICT model 2022. So here's our low, high, lower, low. We break higher. We fill this fair value gap. Your stop would be below here. As long as you keep your stop below here, this could still play out as a model 2022. Some people would put their stops at the low of this candle here, which is over this fair value gap. Others, if you want to make sure you don't get stopped out on sloppy price action, they'll put their stop loss below this swing low. So technically, this model 2022 is still active until we hit this low. This BPR here is telling us we could see lower prices, but what did I say? We've seen too many PD arrays being disrespected. We want to wait to start seeing some type of pattern. I dial 000 and 0.30 reaction of the wicks at the 30 at 1 minute. Yeah, you got, the 30 second. Yeah, you can see that's some nice reaction around the midnight open. We have other reason though too. We have this 15-minute fair value gap. So this 15-minute fair value gap is also sitting right there. What you'll see is you'll see the midnight open overlap with these PD arrays, Raul, and that can bring additional confidence. Absolutely. So that's not a bad analysis. This is a legitimate trade idea. This is a legitimate trade. If you are like, well, I know what the bias is. I don't think it's being indecisive, then you would absolutely want to take this trade lower. But I'm not confident on it. Do we have any SMTs? Let's look. Let's see if we got any SMTs. It doesn't look like we have any SMTs here. Guys, we're just sitting here waiting right now. I'm looking at SMTs. There's no SMTs for us to consider right now. I'm looking at the 15-minute. Let's go down to a shorter, smaller time frame here. All right, looks like that we should run these equal lows here at this point. I think we should do that. And if we do, that can still give us an opportunity for a long higher if depending on the reaction of these lows here. Is this making sense for you guys while we're waiting? Is this giving you an idea of, okay, so we just hit this low. Let's see how price reacts right here. Let's see how it reacts on this new week opening gap on the low side of things. Let's see where these candles... Position in short SM. Even though we grab these lows, look at the indecisiveness of price. I'm happy. I'm happy to sit on my hands, guys. Let's go back out to the time frame. Remember I talked about cycling through prices? If you guys are sitting here, cycle through your charts. Go from the 1 minute to the 2 minute. See if anything looks different. See if anything stands out. Anything that grabs your attention. We got the 3 minute. The 3 minute here has, look at this, absolutely no fair value gaps anywhere. There's literally nothing of interest on the 3 minute. Same with the 4 minute. Even this wick. Look where this wick is closing down to, guys. There's not even a fair value gap right here. The order block is way up here. This is our order block. We closed and we're closing on the new week opening gap. So it's referencing this new week opening gap more than it is price action from previous price action. So nothing on the 3. Really, we have this giant fair value gap on the 2. That would be the only thing if we see some aggressive price action that I may consider is a close above this 41.60. That's 20 that's 22 handles. A close above this would be a phenomenal trade. It gives us enough space for some profit. We have a target to the upside. And I mean, I bet you other ICT traders saw this low, high, lower low, saw this break higher, got in for a long right here and was expecting it to go higher. I wasn't ready to do that because we saw too much of price disrespecting PD raise. So we saw, and I wanted to wait. Remember I said I wanted this 50% to get hit? Well, as soon as price came down to 50%, what did it do? It just kept going and closed below it, and that invalidated my whole idea. So your 50% level will be a lifesaver. It will cause you to miss positions. It'll cause you to miss positions, but it will also save you in many times in markets that are choppy, because if price is going to come down to the 50% level, you'll see, and it has an overlapping fair value gap, an overlapping breaker, it will usually find support there and then move the other direction. But this blew right through it, inverted this, made an inversion of this fair value gap, and that it just took out my idea completely. So I'm grateful. I am personally grateful that I waited. 4 hour, really nothing that I can. All right, so as far as just let you guys know what I'm looking at. This right here. I liked that it broke the high, but what did the body do? Body closed back in this consolidation crap. So this candle now becomes irrelevant to me. If this candle closed above here, I'm now paying more attention. And I'm thinking we could see prices move all the way up here. But what did we do? We wicked and closed. This is why you have to wait for closes of candles. Do not get, especially when we're trying to break consolidation, if you're taking a position in this type of environment, you need to wait for the closes of candles so that you can get a narrative, because the wicks will do the damage, as ICT says, and the bodies tell the story. So the story is it still wants to stay in consolidation at this point. Now it may come down here and wick lower and the body comes back up. Well, that tells me still we are in, the narrative is we're still in consolidation. We want to see a break above these consolidations. And as of right now, that consolidation goes from this low to that high. ES has much better market structure. Yeah, I don't actually trade ES. I'm looking at it on my other chart right here. I just like the way the NASDAQ moves compared to ES. And so, yeah, looking at it, if it breaks the 10-15 candle, if it breaks below that, we should probably see price run those lows. It has 8 seconds. Let's see if it does it right now. Okay, so it didn't break. It closed within that fair value gap. So we're not looking at going short. You wouldn't want to look at going short in ES as of yet. I want to see where the 15-minute closes. Look at this 15-minute. Okay, look at these. These are all bearish candles. This could either be, okay, so look at these bearish candles and then look at these bullish candles. Either these or these are going to turn into an order block. This could be a bullish order block with price pushing higher. This could be a bullish order block with price moving lower. So I want to see price break or close below this or above this. That's going to tell me my analysis. It's on a 15-minute chart, so that's probably going to that's probably going to cause us to miss some moves. But one of these two is either a bearish or a bullish order block, and this is going to be our narrative. But what I was initially looking at is these 3 down close candles. We have 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. I want to see if price continues this narrative and it moves lower. So on a 15-minute candle, you have 3 5-minute candles. That means the first 5 minutes is your accumulation. The second 5 minutes can be your manipulation. And then the third 5 minutes will be your distribution. Hopefully that just made sense. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So if we go down to the 1 minute, right? This would be where this is the 15-minute. Okay, so from 15, from this point right here. So from this point right here is our accumulation. This could be our manipulation, and then we could see our distribution down here. That's theoretically how we could see it. We could see this as just all of this accumulation. We need to see some type. This could be the manipulation with the break of this swing high, and then price could move lower. But we have 5 minutes left, and we need to see which way the candle wants to go. Give me a 1 if you think this is bad price action. Give me a 2 if you think this is decent price action. I'm just curious what you guys think of this price action. I'm assuming you're watching the same market I'm watching. So what do you think? Is this good price action? Is this bad price action? Okay, so we got 1 terrible. This for me, it's a solid 1. Horrible price action. I really want to see us break out of this and start doing something different. Too many times in the past where I would think, oh, well, it's about to break out. This candle is an example of that. I would try to take this thinking that it's going to go higher even though it closed here, and then it just runs against me. Yeah, horrible. Now, how many of you attempted to take a trade? Give me a 1 if you haven't taken a trade, and give me a 2 if you've taken some type of trade. I've done nothing. Even before stream, I've done nothing. Yeah. That's great. That is a sign of a growing trader. Being able to sit and wait and not do anything. It is a tough thing to do. Because what have we been on here? My stream says I've been on here for an hour and 2 minutes. And we're just chatting. All right, look at this candle here. Okay, we closed pretty close to this high, and we just wicked this high right there. Am I interested in this? No. Why? Because I want to see us break out of this consolidation. I don't want to see just a wick higher and a close below. But what I will do is I'll take this high, this Fibonacci tool, and I'll put it on here. Let's see where this candle closes if we start closing high. I think the 2 minute looks the best as far as in regards to this fair value gap. But this is a solid BPR. That's a solid BPR right there. Honestly, guys, I think we're probably going to have to wait another 15 minutes before we start seeing price do anything. I think that's going to be the case. 2 minutes invalidated. 1 minute here. Higher time frame, order flow still bullish. Yeah, I mean, that absolutely could be. The main thing would be we found support in this new week opening gap. The new week opening gap really has been showing support. Okay, we're pushing higher. Can you guys hear that? Me playing with this pen? Sorry if it's bothering you. I like to fidget with things. Now, this is a large fair value gap. We got 2 minutes left on this candle, and we're already here. There's a good chance we'll probably miss this. Give me a like, guys, if you've liked the commentary so far. Obviously, not the best streaming or price action, but hopefully the commentary has been helpful. Give me a like if you've appreciated that. I'd appreciate it. You know, here's what I probably would do if we got this in 22 seconds, which it's clearly not. I was gonna do a demo trade. I wasn't even gonna do my live account. This is not good price action. I appreciate it, Roll. It definitely, honestly, after I've started, I've been doing live streams for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I've noticed even a difference in the relatively short period I've done it, verbalizing, saying these things out loud. It's like I'm saying it out loud and I'm hearing myself say it. It's powerful. So when you're sitting in your charts, obviously if you're at work or you're in a place where you can't talk out loud, that makes it harder. But if you have the capacity to be able to say things out loud, hear yourself say the logic, hear yourself say that you're following the rules. Oh man. Think about this. I'm a believer. This channel's about day trading and all things Christianity or in Jesus. The Bible says life and death lie in the power of the tongue, and those who eat of it or those who choose will eat of its fruit. So you can choose to use your tongue or your words to either bring life, to bring confidence upon yourself in any area of your life. So when I even hear myself say what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, it builds a confidence, guys, that it feels good. It feels good. And that I can't tell you, even though I haven't made a trade, it feels great to be able to say what I said, heard what I said, and have the confidence that I'm just going to sit out and be patient and wait. Now, that doesn't mean that I still can't, it doesn't mean I still can't have a loss on a trade that I take. I could still lose a trade, and that's a completely different conversation. But I highly encourage you to use your words to edify yourself, not to tear down, but to edify yourself and bring confidence in what you're doing. That's funny. Appreciate it, John. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there have been times even when I wasn't doing this, when I'm doing my analysis, I'll talk out loud. I'm like, okay, look at this. Here's what I think is going to happen if we do this. And it was also when I was learning concepts. If you ever notice yourself, think about when you actually talk out loud. If you've ever done this, I'm sure you have. Let's say you just learned a new concept. What do? You're going to sit down and say, okay, so what I think I understood was that for a bearish order block, as soon as a red candle closes below this green candle, this is considered an order block, and it's a higher quality order block if it leaves a fair value gap below it, right? You're verbalizing what you're learning, and it just like solidifies that in your understanding. So talking out loud, guys, is very, very powerful. Using your words, don't underestimate the power of your words. Look at that. We had such a great conversation in the last 4 minutes, and we've absolutely seen nothing. Price has done nothing. Bullish breaker. Yeah, we have, and for those of you that don't know, even though this is a lower low, he's looking at the bodies of this candle. So this is our low, this is our high, this is our lower low with this body. 10-10 candle. 10. Oh, you're looking at 10-10. I'm on the 2 minute. Let's see. I'm assuming then you're probably on the 1 minute. Okay, I see what you're saying. So low, high, lower low. 10-10. Yep, I like that. That's nice. It is nice. Yeah. What I probably would do, because we've just had such crap price action, one, I'm not in our macro time yet. There's still five minutes left. So I want to wait until this hits. So even though we're here, we've hit that, I want to wait for this. Okay, I'm just watching this. We've disrespected this. We grab this high right here. I'm wanting to see if we close above this fair value gap right here. 2 seconds. Oh wait, we closed above that. Let's just see. I'm not taking this. I want to see if price actually runs this right here. This would be a valid long entry though. This is a valid long entry for these swing highs. I'm just not taking it quite yet, but it looks very, very likely. Oh, you're talking about the candle, the wick high right here? Another reason why the importance of not losing sight of one's bias. Yeah. Look at this right here though. Okay, so we have the breaker here. We have another breaker right here where we grab this liquidity. So I would love to see this hit right here. I'd love to see that hit. We would still be respecting this fair value gap that we just broke above. That would be an entry I would be interested in, especially if we don't hit these highs with this drawn liquidity higher. I would like that. I do like these candles here. Let's look at what the 15 minute. Okay, I want to see. Okay, look at the 15 minute. So 15 minute, if we close above this right here, it's going to turn this into a bullish order block. Maybe see if we can come down this. It's a little bit of a stretch, especially if we are now wanting to move higher. This entry that I'm wanting is a stretch. The next entry or the next level that would be a little not as big of a stretch if price is wanting to move higher is right here. As soon as it tags this inversion again, that would be an opportunity. You just may have a larger drawdown if price reaches lower. We have 1 minute till the macro, or 10 seconds. Oh, there's the macro right there. So if we get down into here, I'll consider taking a long on my account. If we pump right here, it's going to go without me. I'm committed to this lower level, guys. I'm committed to this lower level right here, the breaker. Just knowing the price action that we've seen, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this. How big is this? This is 30 handles, guys. That's a lot. That's a lot bigger than I was thinking. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so there would be. I'm gonna see where this candle closes here. Waiting this 22 seconds to see where we close. I'm going to go right there. Alright, so my long position is right here. I'm putting a hard stop in right now.
Order submitted.
Got my stop in. And if we hit that level, I'm out. We just tagged this fair value gap low, so now we have a reason where we could go higher. Looks like we're probably going to get stopped out here, guys. I'm not going to touch anything, though. We're going to let this play out. I like the close of that candle. Not liking that. Especially the first first 15 seconds we go higher and then we wick lower. I'm probably gonna bail on this here in a second. See, if we go red, I'm probably gonna bail here. I'm out. I'm gonna get
Order
out there,
filled.
guys. It could still go, but I didn't want that close. I'm out. It can go without me. If it continues to consolidate, I may jump back in, but right now, do you see how it's going up and then coming back down? I don't like that. It's reaching for liquidity and then it could continue lower. That's how I see this. I see these wicks as a reach for liquidity and then for a continuation lower. I mean, look at all these swing lows. Reach for liquidity, run lower. Back and forth, reach for liquidity, run the other direction. Reach for liquidity, run the other direction. Reach for liquidity, run the other direction. That's how I see these three candles. And so if I'm seeing a combination of those, it's just saying, warning, 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 I'm about to run the other direction. That's how I see that. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to do that, but it does it enough to where it signals to me I just need to get out. Because, I mean, it's also wicking the other direction too. It just, not the best price action. I really wanted that. I really wanted that. The bodies are telling the story here. The bodies are showing. I mean, this is horrible. I mean, I just don't like it. Maybe a wick lower. If we get a solid wick lower, maybe I'll enter on that wick. But I've seen price action way better than this, guys. Price action way better than this. I hope this fails. I'm sorry if you guys are in this trade. I hope this fails because I got out. I wanted to affirm and build my confidence that I made the right decision, but it's doing the other direction too. It's wicked lower 3 times, higher 3 times. Oh, but look at that. Oh my gosh. Nope. It really is, guys. It really is just horrible price action. But the skill is being able to recognize this and choose to stay out. And choose to stay out. The PM could actually be pretty decent. It could be decent, but I mean, look at that. Look at that wick. I mean, this could go long from here. I'm not gonna lie. Look how we look where we close. This right here could go long. Actually, I would probably consider doing just an eval trade. I'll take that long. I'm just gonna do 1 contract long. I'm gonna do an eval on this one. I'm going to see where this one closes. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to see where it closes. If it does this again, I'll take this long. On an eval. Eval. No live account. I'm probably going to stay out of my live accounts. In fact, just to solidify that thought, I'm going to close all my trade copiers here. All right, so I am out of my trade copiers. It is just me and the charts with just one account. And which account am I going to do here? I think 16. We'll do my 109 account. All right. So no live trades, only evals or demo. Bodies are still respecting this breaker. Look at this. It's respecting that breaker. Got 5 minutes till the top of the hour. All right, actually, you know what? I'm modifying my idea here. Here's a tiny fair value gap. I'll wait for a close above that for me to go long. As far as shorts go, there's really no opportunity. We need to break below this fair value or this candle here. We have a fair value gap on the left hand side. We'd want to see it push through and then come back up into it. So it would be either the low of the breaker or it would be the close of the breaker. We'd want to see price come below these and either touch this level or this level. All right, so I want to see, ideally I would like to see it close below. It doesn't have to, but if it doesn't close below, then I have to wait for it to come. I still have to wait for it to go down and then come back up, unless price really just wants to run right now. And I mean, look at that, just disgusting price action to the left of it. So because of that, I'm probably wanting to wait a little bit more. So we got a fair value gap here. If we come back up into here right now, I can look at going short in a eval account only. Also, I'll probably wait for the close of it, because if we inverse this, this could be a nice long as well. We still have the structure for bullish price action, and we do have this highs. So we just tagged that level there for a breaker. We're gonna take that. We're gonna go low. I'm in for a short. Let's see what happens here on an eval account. My entry is sitting right here. That's where I got in. Stop will be 10 handles. Actually, I'm just going to sit it right above the breaker, so it's 11.75. Target, I'm probably going to put based on this price action, I'll probably just go for 10 handles. 10 handles is sitting right there. I'll probably do that unless it's really aggressive. So we are in for a short. Let's see if price wants to go below. I don't like that candle. $10 a.m. Okay, if we're gonna move, it's gonna be now. It didn't give me my level, so I didn't actually get out. Let's see, 1003. All right, limits there. This, based on the close of this green candle, we're probably going to just pump higher here. We would need to turn in this fair value gap. I don't like the idea of a strong candle here. If it's going to close high like this, it's probably just going to keep pumping higher. And if it breaks through this and create an inversion, this would be a long. Especially now that we've grabbed these lows. Decent close. Gonna let the trade play out. Yeah, there's some breakers probably up in this, but I'm not going to pay attention to that price action. I'm not going to use that as a breaker in here because you could. Which one do you pick? There's probably several in there. Or multiple in there. I'm just not interested in taking one of those. All right, this is pretty bullish. Let's see if it gives a close above. It just closed above, and it's probably just going to pump higher right here. That's what I would expect it to do. All right, I'm closing that. So no win on that one, guys. I'm not really surprised. Not really surprised. I'm glad I closed my accounts and only was willing to do an eval. And even with the eval, I was only doing one mini contract. So my total loss was $200 on the eval account. The body still closed within it. It's just a lower probability setup now. We also closed above this fair value gap. Guys, this sucks. This is sucky price action. So see how it even failed this inversion? It failed this inversion. It failed this bullish or bearish order block just about. I mean, technically it didn't, but I mean, geez. I don't usually entries don't do this. It's going to hit the low and then it'll turn the other direction. It's not as sloppy as this. So sloppy price action. This is the breaker. I'm assuming you're still talking about the 1010 breaker. It is all within that. Consequent encroachment is respected here. It's respected here. That's all bullish. That's nice to look at. Out of everything that we've seen, that is nice to look at. The only thing I just don't like is where it's located. In the middle of all this junk. There it goes. All right. With this high made, 1040. $11.02. Let's go back to the 5-minute here. Here's a bullish order block right here. Price has been respecting. We still got 3 minutes on this candle. Let's see if this bullish order block wants to stay, if it wants to respect this. Guys, there's really not much here. I mean, I'm thinking of ending the stream for today. Well, let's see what happens here. If it doesn't go without us, I would take this on an eval. I like these highs right here. We grabbed some low. We didn't go lower. Well, I'm not really interested in that breaker. I'll do this on a last eval account. Let's see what happens here. I'll play this. If it doesn't go without us, it absolutely could go. But I'm looking at this inversion right here. It's not super obvious. It's small. But we grab these equal lows respecting this high. I'm going to go ahead and get... I'm going to get in right there. So I'm in. This is going to probably move too quick for me to show you guys on screen here. I have my stop loss entered in. Let's see, long. My entry's right here. My stop's currently sitting right there, but it needs to be down here. All right, so if we can't get this high right here, that means everybody turn off your stuff and get out, because that's how horrible price action is today. It should ran right now. It honestly should have ran right now. And it's gonna hit haul my 2 ticks away from my target, because I have my target setting right there. All right, so it hit it. There we go, guys. We got to win. We got to win. Not a large win, and it's gonna go now without us. But hey, that I'll take that win. But it was an eval account. Remember, eval. And that actually brings me back to break even on that from that previous trade, so that previous loss that I had. So nothing spectacular, but reading price action, had the right setup, grab liquidity. It was in our time frame, in our macro. I mean, at some point it's gonna run, because it's obviously not wanting to go lower. That's the freaking thing about this. Now we have a breaker formation with a fair value gap on the left and on the right. Let's see if price wants to do something with this, huh? That would be your long right there. That's your entry for your long. If price is going to want to go higher. I'm not taking it. I'm just because of what we've seen with price action. So it ate up this fair value gap on the 1 minute. That's why I'm not taking anything here, guys. You could take this inversion. Didn't close. So it's probably going to run for these lows. It could not, because that's the price action we've been seeing, but I would expect it to. All right, close below. We should run these lows right here. Just we've seen some animation in this price action. That's the only reason. This is based on momentum. We should. We're about done with this macro. I'm going to probably be getting off here shortly. I just want to see if this is what this price is going to do right here. All right, so we grabbed that low there. This inversion did play out, did respect it. We're seeing more respect for down moves. Actually, I take that back. We broke this inversion here and went for these highs. We broke this inversion, went for these lows. I'm going to call this a day, my friends. Thanks for joining me. I thought today was great on exercising patience. I did not take a live account trade. We did. I got one break even. I did take one live trade, but I got out for just under 2 handles. Took that because I wasn't liking the price action. And then I decided I'm not going to do any other trades, only focused on evals. And I took one trade for a loss and one trade for a win. So that's that. Thanks for being here, guys. And I'll probably be on tomorrow. So look for that. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.